Going on, everybody, man? My name is Juice, Julian Velasquez. I'm a musician. I'm a rapper, um, an artist. I make my own comic book. I'm a writer. I am self-published, and yeah. Today, we're just gonna do our panel called "The Art of Hip Hop." I'm gonna talk about how certain art forms influence my art, the things that have gone into it, and stuff like that. If you haven't heard of it before, I do make my book, Bounty Hunter Beauty, about futuristic bounty hunters, all Black bounty hunters. Which was heavily inspired by artists like Wu-Tang Clan, NWA, and anime and manga such as Akira, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, and stuff like that. And then also inspired by other Black artists such as, like, you see their art on the wall. Actually, Marcus Williams was a huge inspiration. Him and Greg Burnham for some of the styles and stuff that we use. It's pretty lit. Yeah, just pretty much that's me as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thoroughly enjoy anime, comic books, all of that nerdy stuff that is getting hyped now, which I really appreciate. Stuff that back in when I was coming up as a shorty in the 90s. Hold on. Hey, get out. All three of y'all. Get out. I deeply apologize. But yeah, no, stuff that, when I was coming up as a little kid, liking that stuff, liking anime, comic books, or even just books in general, that stuff got you beat up when I was growing up. But, now it's coming into mainstream popularity. I think that's beautiful. That's the coolest thing. And it inspires not just my art, but a lot of other people. I think it's really phenomenal to hear artists like Mega Ran, who's made a career off of, this kind of stuff. Like, that's his whole career. Video games, anime, and comic books. That's incredible. And I think it's also incredible to see more Black faces in these spaces. Now we've got entire conventions surrounding this stuff. But yeah. So this panel, aside from, talking about the stuff that inspires me, is also supposed to serve as instructions, I guess, on how, I started making it as an artist. Using my niche and my connections and stuff like that. Because I think that, people make it a lot harder than it actually is to, do good numbers and stuff like that off of your music and your art and stuff like that. Especially for musicians, it has become so much easier these days to skip the SoundCloud phase. You know what I'm saying? Like, the SoundCloud phase at one point when you were making music used to make or break you as an artist. And I completely skipped that. I don't know how to work SoundCloud. B, I didn't want to learn because you don't get paid from SoundCloud. And C, I just dropped the album a month ago and it's been streamed over 50,000 times. And I've never, ever put a track on SoundCloud before. And this is my second album, my second project. So, SoundCloud is no longer the deal breaker, especially for people who aren't looking to get signed. Um, so one of the things, and it's a real cliche. You hear people say it all the time when you make an art, but like the biggest thing for you is you gotta be yourself straight up. Like a lot of people, you know, uh, your audience can tell when you faking the funk, when you faking who you are, and that's gonna turn them off. You know, you get an artist like Kid Boo. Nobody likes Kid Boo. Nobody likes Kid Boo because we know that he's faking and he's trying really hard to get a deal. So that's why you see artists like that struggle all the time. Um, don't, this is a big one. Do not buy bots to stream your stuff, because that's how you get that's how you get banned. That's why you see a lot of artists, their stuff will get taken off of like Spotify, Apple Music, and stuff like that. But yeah, no, being yourself is the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something for everybody out there. Straight up, there's something for everybody. There's somebody who's gonna like what you put out there, and they're willing to spend money on it. Um, but if you're not being real, you know, with your audience, if you're not being real, period, you can't even find a target audience. That's why I don't really like. I don't. I don't rap about. I don't do like drugs or sibling or nothing like that. So I don't. I don't rap about it. I don't make books about it. I don't write about it. And that. And that's how I develop my target audience. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's how I got my little 50,000 streams, my little however many followers I have on Spotify. But yeah, that there is the biggest key, like, to your art, or the art of hip hop, being yourself, being real, being genuine. You know what I'm saying? That we see a lot of artists get big off of a one hit type deal and they fail because people figure out very quickly that that artist isn't genuine. So, well, no matter what your medium is, you got to make sure that you the genuine article when it comes to it. That you being real, that you being 100% you. You're not faking the funk for streams or for laughs or for whatever. Your persona on stage or on the pen or on the mic or whatever. That needs to be who you are outside of the public view. Because a lot of these people, what I call like a super fan, what most people call a stalker, they're gonna check up on you. They're gonna look at your social media. They'll like hit your mutuals and see if you really are the way that you portray yourself to be on stage or at a convention or whatever. So that's, in my personal opinion, that's the biggest key to like the art of hip hop. The next thing is like, using your inspiration. You don't have to copy or whatever. You don't have to copy your idols to show that you were inspired by them. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing we see a lot of people do. There was an entire generation of rappers who completely copied Soulja Boy's style when he first came out. But like, we can't name those people anymore. They're not famous anymore. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when was the last time you heard somebody say, "Hey, let's go listen to that new Rich Homie Quan joint"? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I take big inspiration, like I said, from Marcus Williams and Wu Tang and stuff like that. But I never copy. Like I don't. I take a huge inspiration from Busta Rhymes. I would never in my life copy Busta Rhymes' style. And it's not because I can't rap fast, because I can. It's because I respect myself, my art, and Busta Rhymes enough not to just straight up copy or emulate him. and his style. So I would say that, using your inspiration without copying those who inspire you is like the second biggest key in the art of hip hop. But yeah, that's just me, man. I'm Juice. Some of you guys might have seen me on GBX Black, that performance where myself and my partner in rhyme did our set, and we killed it. You know, which actually goes into the third biggest thing is like your stage presence. Everything, stage. None of that other stuff matters if you don't have a stage presence. You know what I'm saying? You could be the most nervous person in the world, or no, you could be the greatest artist ever. You could be the best rapper, best poet, best writer, best whatever. But when it comes to that stage, if you cannot convey yourself, right, in a manner that will get people's attention, it's not gonna work. And that's why, and you see that a lot more in real life. You'll meet somebody with an amazing singing voice, but they have terrible stage fright, and that's why they don't sing. Somebody is blowing me up. Let's do. There we go. Or somebody's just like some phenomenal poet, but they don't ever publicly do their work, right? Is because they don't have a commanding stage presence, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Not everybody has to showcase their art like that, but if you're trying to get into this field, you want to do the shows, you want to get famous, you want to go viral, you have to have a stage presence. And that stage presence, it can't come off as arrogant or cocky. You can't be meek up there. You can't just stand there. There's a lot that goes into it. That's why you see a performer like Lizzo. Lizzo's always in motion. She up there, she twerking, she playing the flute, she running back and forth, she dancing for an hour and a half doing a show. She's got amazing stage presence that definitely helps with her not just her brand, but it helps like build her fan base and stuff like that. Whereas you get a performer like Kendrick Lamar, there's not a soul out there who will tell you that Kendrick Lamar is whack, but there was a while where people would not go to K-Dot's shows because he didn't have no stage presence at the time. Y'all remember when he went on tour with Future, and people would leave when Future's set was done. Future was the opener for K-Dot, but folks was leaving. They was leaving because at the time he ain't had no stage presence. So what did he do? He rebranded. He built stage presence. He turned the stages into like these amazing sets and stuff like that. And now he ain't got to move around as much, but he's making a movie while he's performing. Everybody ain't got to be like that. You might be the type that has to run around, get hype and stuff like that. My fat ass, I got to run around and jump. I be tired when I'm performing because I'm moving back and forth on these tiny stages. I'm jumping. I'm doing movements. Sometimes we got to pretend we stomping somebody out. Sometimes I'm performing in cosplay. Them costumes are hot. I don't know if you've ever performed in a Zentai before. It's not comfortable. I can't see because my Spider-Man mask is messing up. It's a lot, but that stage presence, it helps. It adds to my fan base, and it is one of the keys to becoming a success. There are times now, and I never thought like this would happen, but there are times now when I'm walking around here in Augusta or even at work and people are like, oh, hey, that's Juice. Oh, I saw you perform at the Murder Barn. I saw you perform at the American Dime Museum. I saw you perform at Soul Bar and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy, to have something like that happen. But if I didn't have good stage presence, if I wasn't applying these keys that I was talking about, that would not happen. Sorry, all my dogs are making noises that I don't like. Anyways, um, but yeah, I'm not a big talker. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really uh I like engaging with people. You know what I'm saying? So I was hoping that there would be like questions and stuff. If anybody has any questions whatsoever, I'm more better at answering these questions when it comes to my fields than I am at just talking and rambling on about them. So if anybody watching, like, if you have anything that you want to ask me, please feel free. I will answer any of your questions. But just to recap, those four things, I would say that those are the four biggest keys to being any kind of artist, especially in the hip hop field. And you can't tell me that, like, in today's market, that hip hop doesn't inspire everything that's out there. We got anime is inspired by hip hop these days. We're getting more and more hip hop anime intros. We're seeing more and more hip hop characters, in anime. You know what I'm saying? Like the Persona 5 animation. That one had a rapper in it. Devilman Crybaby, a big part of that whole series was the rap group, basically framing the show with their bars. Shit was crazy. Naruto, Killer B is one of the biggest characters to come out, you know what I'm saying, in a anime franchise. He's a very popular character for someone who was there for so little compared to all the other characters. He's a bad rapper, but he's still a rapper. Hip hop influences a lot of these things. And it's not just rappers, hip hop has 5 elements. You got rappers, poets, dancing, the actual street art, graffiti. I forgot what the 5th element of hip hop was. Damn, I'm bad at what I do. But you still see those elements like in almost every medium that we have these days, And them 5 elements of hip hop, they branch out into like other genres. You're starting to see hip hop influences in like country music and stuff like that. Look at what Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus did, for country music, and like things like Wrangler jeans. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is everywhere. It's everything. It's like water. Everything is water. Well, so is hip hop. Everything is hip hop. You see that art everywhere. Even people who try to gentrify, colored spaces, they still like get influenced by hip hop. Yeah. I see the mic got cut back on. Does anybody have anything they want to say? Any questions whatsoever?
Yeah,
I'm here.
Julian.
What's up?
What do you use for your inspiration? What
What
hypes you up to create?
What hypes me up to create? I got stories I want to tell, and I have the ability to tell. Everybody don't have that. One of the things that I use a lot is like for inspiration, movies and, like I said earlier, like anime and stuff like that. I have my own stories that I want to get out there. Like, like I think that Cowboy Bebop is the greatest anime ever made, because that is, we're going to say 23 individual stories told over one narrative. You know what I'm saying? Because 3 of them episodes of that 26 episode run were conjoined episodes. But That's I think I seen a meme the other day. It was like Cowboy Bebop was 26 different Quentin Tarantino movies told in 22 minutes, and that's facts. That's facts, and that's actually how I started framing my own stories. That's one of the things that I use. You know, I have all these different stories that I want to tell because it's fun. You know, sometimes I'm writing about futuristic bounty hunters. You know, sometimes I got a story right now about an angel that lost like one of his wings and has got to collect all the feathers to get back into heaven. You know, but that's what I use. I use movies and anime to tell them kinds of stories, and I even tell those same kinds of stories into my music. Anything else? Was that a good answer? I'm sorry. Like, did I
No,
properly convey?
no, you gave me what I wanted to hear, believe it or not, because it's good to know where an artist, is where their mind is at. So with the next question I have for you, you said you use movies and anime to, for inspiration. Um, what about current events? Do current events uh provide any spark?
Current events, yes, provide uh, big sparks. One of the narrative, if you listen to the Juice album that just came out, there's an overarching story about these two black men. You know, they couriers or whatever, but one of their friends was just lynched by the police. Um, and we're actually working on a short film for the album. But when you listen to the skits or whatever, they keep talking about this guy who got killed by the feds. I got two songs actually that are about the same thing. We Matter and We Still Matter. Those are, in my opinion, those are songs that I should not have ever have had to make. But there are people out there who would justify the things that are happening in this country still at the hands of, you know, racist and poorly trained members of the law enforcement community. So yeah, current events uh, also frame, but they don't frame my fictional stories. You know what I'm saying? They most for the most part they frame just like actual songs.
You sound good on my end.
Cool, cool. So talk about music, talk about what inspired you. What future projects do you have going on? Oh yeah, what future projects do you have going on?
So right
Or
now,
are you thinking about, I should say?
right now as we speak, I'm working for music wise, working on a project called the 1990s EP.
Okay.
That one will be using it'll be like 90s style instrumentals, older rap styles, more storytelling type vibes. I've been listening to a lot of Ghostface Killer for this joint. I think that like Ghostface and Raekwon and who else? Doom, you know, Yasin Bey, because you know we don't call them Most Def anymore.
Right.
They they're very good storytellers. They're some of my favorite artists, even in the more modern storytellers. I've been listening to a lot of Schoolboy Q just to you know, and then mixing in my own personal stories. We're working on potentially, so I'm supposed to be moving soon. And once I figure out when my move is happening, you know, we're gonna take Bounty Hunter Beauty off of hiatus, set up our own printing shop, and let Rising Sun Comics LLC expand from there. like I said, I'm working on a short film for the Juice album. Working on a couple of comedy skits with a guy down here. Um, there's a lot going on. I
Right,
try to stay busy.
right. Sounds like it. You got a team working with you, or
We gotta, for all my projects, I have different small teams. I got
that's what's
Bounty
up.
Hunter Beauty. I got like my QC guys, QC in the script for issue 3, for the volume 2. For my music, I got a different team here in Augusta because that's where I live, and I got a small group of guys in Atlanta who I let listen to my stuff before I push it out to a very small group of people, um, including the organizer of HBCU Con, CC the Geek. After we do the car test and all that stuff, that's like who we push it out to. So I got 2 small teams for that between Augusta and Atlanta. I just joined this filming team here in Augusta. That's not my thing. It's their thing. I'm just an actor. You know what I'm saying? And I write some of the jokes. But when I leave here, I have people out where I'm going to, that who want to work, and we're gonna put some things together.
Okay, cool. So, you talked about some of the avenues where people can hit you. Where can they hit you? What are some of your social medias? Where can they find your music too?
You can find my music on all streaming platforms. The easiest way is to type in like Juice WNS. That's the name of the first album, and that'll actually take you to like my artist page. But I'm on all streaming platforms: Spotify, YouTube, because I got rid of Google Play foolishly. Apple Music, Tidal, all of that stuff. I can be reached on Instagram at RicoV239, Twitter, Juelz, Juelz 344, Twitch, Juice 344. And once I move, I'll be Twitch streaming again. And we'll be doing more than just video games. We'll be doing like music and stuff on there too. But you know, uh, Facebook, Julian Velasquez or the Juice page. And that one's like facebook.com/juice344. Those are the easiest places to hit me at. When I'm at work, I'm always on the computer, so I can be reached.
That's what's up. I'm gonna ask you another one now, because I know you're a solo artist, you're an independent artist, but have you done any collabs or any
Yes,
team ups?
yeah,
Were they fire,
yeah.
or is it something that you would second guessing, in the future, depending on who it
I
is?
worked with Mega Ran on our song Masats. It's a Street Fighter song. The song is
Okay,
about Street Fighter, straight up. It is my most popular collaborative effort,
okay.
which is shocking since we got like We Matter and stuff out there. We Matter was, when that came out, that was a big joint for me personally. I feel like
Right.
that was our most streamed song when it came out. Prior to his passing, like last July, I had actually talked to Doom. We were gonna collaborate on the track when I got to $10,000, but I never got that 10 racks. But last March, I worked with the Uncanny Imp in Atlanta,
Okay.
put out our homage song to Doom. It's called Doomed. That's another really popular joint. It's always an honor to work with Drew Wills. I'm actually working with Drew Wills once again. to on the 1990s project. Hopefully soon. You know what? I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to jinx it. But
That's
we are
right. That's
talking
right.
to we're talking to somebody real big who inspired a lot of my music from the 90s and stuff like that. Wanted to do a song with the bass god last year, but Lil B, it just didn't work out. So and that's nothing against Lil B. And so that was more like a against me thing. And Drew had collaborated with him right before we got our thing going. But my next big collaborations that I can talk about that I'm actually putting together right now as we speak. Just got an email back not too long ago from Shofu and Peso Pete. So
Okay.
be on the
Okay.
lookout for those. Those will be singles.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So now the other thing I have for you, I guess, would be this is your bread and butter. You have, I know this is you have a regular job during the day, but creating is basically your bread and butter. That's something that you want to do so that you can retire and sleep on.
Yeah. Yeah. Creating is fun for me.
Right.
Like the money that come with it is kind of that's on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? Because I work full time, the money that comes with creating, I don't really care about as much.
Right.
That's
Right.
why when it comes to like certain shows and stuff, I'll do that shit for free
Okay.
because
Okay.
I get to create. Not only do you put me in a space to create, but you put me in a space to share my creations with other people. The reactions that people have to what I create are what keep me going. To me, that's the most valuable thing because the word of mouth is what helps make you the money. It's people's reactions is what helps make you the money. People taking pictures with you, tagging you on social media and stuff like that. People like genuinely responding positively to your content and your creations. That's why I do it. That's where the money comes. And that's also where the money comes from. And it just makes you feel good. You know, it makes you know that even though you had fun with your creation, whatever it was you just made was worth making.
I feel you on that because I kind of speak the same way towards cosplay and designing because I design costumes and clothing.
Okay.
And yeah, everything you said is pretty much the way I say it because if I get any kind of accolades or whatever, I'm like, look, I did the project for fun. I like making costumes. I like being in the costumes. I like doing charity type stuff. So if it's a charity event that you want to reaching out to me for because you saw me in a certain costume, I'm down with that. I don't care. All you have to do is feed me. If you want to feed me, I'm good with it. Otherwise, as long as I'm making somebody smile, you know what I mean.
Right.
So I get where you're coming from. I understand that, and that in my and I know you don't see me right now, but I was clapping my damn hands like, yeah, you get it,
Yeah.
you get it. So nah, that right there, yeah, like I said, that made me smile big because not too many people understand that, and they wind up doing things at times for the wrong reasons and forget the reason why they started doing that, developing that particular skill in the first place.
Right.
So with that, bro, I wish you more and more luck with what you're doing
Hey, I
because
appreciate it.
your heart is in the right place. Your head is in the right place with it. So of course, good things should come.
Facts. Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Uh, it's that's I when it comes to people who have their hearts and minds in the right place, I take no time at all to make sure that they understand how I feel about that, because not too many people will. They sit back and look and be like, nah, just saying that, or she's just saying that because they're just trying to sound good. But when you say that and you can tell you're saying it from your heart, now you need to know that it's appreciated. So yeah, I appreciate the hell out of you right now, and I don't even know you yet, but we'll hook up sometime soon because you're going to be working with us with HBCU Con more and more in the future. So that'll be a good thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But now, since I mentioned cosplay, do you cosplay? Because I
Yes.
heard you talk about Sentai suits a little bit earlier, but you start talking about Spider-Man mask, and I'm like, that's touchy feely with me too.
Yeah. So I do cosplay. Right now my characters are Spider-Man. I got, if you've seen, you watch My Hero Academia.
A little bit.
All right, so they had the first movie come out a couple years ago.
Right.
That the first time you see All Might, he's got the cherry blossom bomber jacket on. So I got that version of All Might. I actually just got my Spirit Wave Kuwabara and Spirit Wave Yusuke joints in. I do a casual Superboy. I'm working on a Vegeta. Once I get to Lowe's, I got a Super Mario joint, but once I get to Lowe's and get all my materials, I will have a Super Mario Sunshine joint. I need to get a bunch of PVC pipe and a funnel, but I'm working on a flood backpack. So
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds what's up. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
It's hard to make when you got animals.
No,
You know,
believe me, I understand that too. Between kids and animals, you have to have your own space
yeah,
away from them where they can't get to you. So I
exactly.
get it.
Yeah, so I'm working on those things right now. I got a couple of other characters that I want to do. So like I am back in the gym. So once I slim down some, I'll be doing a couple of gender bent joints. I got a Harley.
All right.
So
That's what's up. That's one of the ones I do too. Because Harley's just Harley.
yeah,
Can't go wrong. You can't go wrong doing Harley.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, they're messing with something out there. I can hear them. They messing with something right by my door. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. What are you doing? Go in your house. Oh boy. Stay your ass in there. I didn't realize that boy dogs were harder to train than girls. But yeah, I do cosplay. Long-winded, yes. What characters do you do?
Too many to name, but the main ones that people usually see me in are anything Black Panther, anything Thanos, because I've done about 13 or 14 different versions of Thanos. I've done, and I'm just gonna stick to the recent stuff. I've done pretty much every version of Mace Windu that you can think of.
Hmm.
I've recently done one of the versions of Darth Vader from the comic book,
Mm-hmm.
where he's actually in his Force form and not in the black suit.
Okay.
If you've seen Jingle Jangle, I've actually done Geronicus Jangle with Buddy 3000.
Yeah.
Um, you've seen Maleficent 2, I've done Kunal, the leader of the Fae, the male, I should say, the male leader of the Fae, since Maleficent technically is a queen. Um, Staying with the fairy stuff and the fantasy stuff. I've done Agrayas from, or I should say, I'm doing Agrayas from Carnival Row,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've done another puck that I just created off the fly called Sir Silver Dawning, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are just some of the few that I've done recently. But I've also done like Optimus Prime, Samurai. I've done Beast from the X-Men. I've done Colossus from the X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done quite. I've been doing this 12 years now. No, yeah, this is year 12. So yeah, I've done a lot of characters.
Yeah,
I've done a
sounds
lot of
nice.
Harley. Yeah, I've done a lot of Harley Quinn too. From being kilted. I've done 2 kilted versions.
Mm.
I've done a steampunk version, and I have another 3 kilted versions to do that I have made that I haven't worn yet for Harley. And it always helps having a Harley to cosplay those with. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that sounds lit, man. That's a
yeah,
lot. That's a lot.
yeah. I stay making different costumes and stuff because I sew and I make props. So I'm always making something. This week of the con is my week off of making
Right. Just the weird stuff.
just literally just the week,
Yeah. I
because
feel
the
that.
next week is back to making Star Wars stuff.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, cosplays become life, but that is more so like you were saying earlier about your music and stuff. It's more so for me about the fun in it,
Mm.
because you go out, you do a fun photo shoot, and people remember that. Or in a couple of cases, for me, I've been doing Thanos since 2012, and I've been doing Black Panther actually since 2010, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
2013 or 2014, I was asked to do the cover of the Black Panther comic book.
Okay.
The same person who submitted my name for that said, "Hey, we have somebody that wants to do this surprise proposal at our big shoot. So are you bringing Thanos with you this year down to Dragon Con?" And at first I was going to tell him no. And I think actually I did tell him no at first, but I was like, you know what? Now for this, I'll go ahead and I'll make the exception, because I'll go ahead and bring him down.
Right.
And we did the thing. We did the whole surprise proposal in front of about 300 or 400 people, and then lucked up and wound up having Mr. Doggone Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy walk into our shoot. Him and his brother.
Okay.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, wait, what? This didn't just happen. So I mean, I do this stuff for the fun and love of it,
Right.
like going to children's hospitals and stuff, and letting them see that, yeah, regular people, do get into costume. You don't have to stop as a child.
Right. I
It's
think, yeah,
fun.
and that's a big thing. Especially, in in the Black community. I think that's an important thing for people to see.
Mm-hmm. I
Because
agree.
stifling of children's creativity starts pretty early on. You know, they'd be like, "Hey, grown-ups don't do that." Yes, we do. We
Exactly, we do.
kill, kill that generational curse right now. We dress up, we play the game, we do stuff. Yeah. Whew. Speaking of, I need to see which cons are happening this year. You know, since I'm vaxxed up.
Right. Well, BlurCon is definitely happening in July, 16th through the 18th, I think it is. And it looks like Dragon Con still may be going on as well, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
They haven't given full word on that yet. Awesome Con is happening from what I've seen so far. They haven't given their rules and regulations on that one yet, or whether actually it's still going to happen. Those are the main three that I know of. At least the major ones anyway. San Diego pushed themselves back to October or November timeframe, which is crazy, but hey, it is what it is.
I mean, San Diego, you know, that con's bigger though than all them other joints.
Yeah, it is. Very much so.
They do movie announcements and shit there.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, so I can understand them pushing it back, especially, you know, you got these people that don't want to wear no masks, they don't want to get vaccinated, you know, so I can understand that. I find it so weird that con goers and cosplayers don't want to wear a mask. Like, bro, you was
Yeah,
already wearing one. Like, just
right, exactly. I know for a while, and I think the closer the con I get, I'll be making more masks to actually go with the costumes too,
yeah,
because it makes sense. I mean, hell, if I'm going to be in a Harley Quinn costume, I'm going to make myself a Harley Quinn mask to go with it, so that
right,
it all matches up. Or either just be regular and be like cosplayer across the front of it. Leave me alone.
right.
Shoot. But it looks like we're running down to the last few minutes. Do you have anything else you want to add to to help people get figure out this path to being an artist?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and drop them, because we've got about 7 minutes or so.
All right, yeah. So, you know, earlier I touched on skipping the SoundCloud phase. Like I said, it's very easy to skip the SoundCloud phase. You got to find a distributor. That's most people, you know, they sign record deals or whatever because them labels is your distributors. Well, now you don't need that anymore. You got plenty of services. Um, DistroKid is the big one. That's the one everybody's moved to. There's a new one coming out that's geared more towards, you know, helping out Black people and people of color. I personally like it more. It's called Attune TV. It doesn't just like distribute your music, but it'll push out your YouTube videos and stuff like that more. And it also displays your social. It's like a social media hub for your music. Attune TV. It's pretty lit. I think it's still in beta. I'm not sure. Bandcamp. If you market it right, Bandcamp will probably be where you make the most money. Because Bandcamp constantly does this thing where they waive their artist fees or whatever. So like instead of getting 70% or whatever of your money, you get 100%. They do it all the time, and they send you an email when they're doing it, so you know when to push your Bandcamp links more. But yeah, you know, that technology and devs and stuff, they've made it very easy for you. If you an aspiring artist, they've made it easy as a musician for you to skip your SoundCloud phase. Now, if you like a writer or, you know, something, if you're trying to get a book out there, it's easy for you to self-publish too. I've done a couple of book signings. I do them locally. But you know, I use Indie Planet and its sister site, whose name I forgot, Kablam. Yeah, and Kablam, they'll charge you less if you put. I don't think I got one with me. I actually pay extra for them not to put their advertisement in here, but they'll charge you less if you put their advertisement in your book. But yeah, it's becoming easier and easier for you to push your art out there. You know, whether you promoting it on TikTok. Don't forget, Black people of color, May 1st is the month-long POC blackout of TikTok. We're not gonna be on there all of May. But whether you promote it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, wherever it is, you know, Twitch, wherever it is you choose to promote, you know, technology has made it a lot easier for you to not get screwed out of your money by production companies and record labels and book publishers and stuff like that, who will steal 80 to 90% of your profits and wear your body out on tour and stuff. You know, now, you know, they're making it to where it's easier for you to advertise and pay for stuff like that and skip those people, those publishers, or those bad distributors, or whatever it is you want. You know, you just got to be willing to put in the work. You can still go out and get yourself a record deal or a big time publisher and all that other jazz, and your stuff will get out there faster. But you know, it's not always worth it in the long run. You know what I'm saying? You hear it from big name artists all the time. I mean, Megan Thee Stallion's first record deal, you know, when she first blew up, y'all remember when she was like, I've only made $15,000. I've only been paid 15. She only got paid $15,000 out of the millions of dollars that she sold when she first came out. Because, you know, these record labels, they put in this real fine print that even, you know, your really good lawyers miss. So yeah, technology and distributors, they make it easy for you to blow up on your own. I do not have a record deal. I have a manager and that's it. I got a manager. She's helped me get, you know, my 50,000 streams in a month. You know, I've only performed in Augusta, Georgia. And I've performed in Augusta and Atlanta, but my music reaches all over the world. They play me in Australia, they play me in China, Japan, you know, all over the country here in the United States, because my manager and I, we put in the work to advertise on our own, and we don't rely on, you know, SoundCloud or record deals or stuff like that. So it's easier. It's not an easy task, but it's easier now than it has ever been to get your art out there. And if you feel inspired and you want to tell your story and you are creative and you feel like nobody will, like, you know, vibe with your stuff, or nobody will buy your stuff, or whatever it is, they will. If you got a story to tell and you want to tell it, I'm telling you, put it out there, tell it, put your art out into the world. Somebody gonna love it. It'll probably be me. I love a little bit of everything. Anyways, my name is Juice. Y'all have been beautiful. You got the juice now. Peace.